We're the nickel size hell and the damaging winds. We rolled over New York, they ain't ever gonna let us back in.
Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I turned my boat into a miniature bass boat. And a quick disclaimer is I'm going to be titling this John Boat to Bass Boat Modification, but my boat technically is not a John boat because it is A V-hull, and B, plastic, not aluminum. And I'm just titling that because the skill and the methods I used are completely transferable to pretty much any boat you have out there. So I'll be showing you what I did, how I did it, and please enjoy. And if you have any questions, just let me know, shoot them down in the comments. Alright guys, I'm going to start here in the back of the boat. And as you can see, I just built a back deck that went over my back bench seat, and it's pretty much just two main hatches here, and excuse me there. This one, I had to use that board because the plywood I had was bowed, and I put one main brace here from the bottom of my back seat, this is my back seat, the bench seat, to my transom, and I just threw some glue on there to seal it up. And that's the main support for this back deck. And the other support is I screwed in some 2x4s here, and I just built a T out of them, and that's really strong. Like if you have an aluminum boat, it might not work as well. You might have to bolt them in from the other side, or you could somehow figure it out. But I just used screws that barely went into this plastic. Since my boat's plastic is about that thick, it just barely went in and didn't puncture the outside, so it doesn't affect the structural integrity of the boat at all. And the glue is the main thing holding this in place, and the T-shape. So that's how I did that. So it's got three main points of contact right here on about 1.5 inch segment of the back of the bench seat, and this main brace right here. And this is extremely solid. That's my gas tank in the way. Extremely solid. It would seal up a little better. I wish I used some higher quality plywood. And this is all, I painted all the plywood on the top side to help protect against water. And I also have two cleats on each side for when I pull the boat in and out of the water. Let me come to the other side. It's pretty much the exact same thing. I painted this one too, and it's pretty much the exact same thing, same size. 3 points of contact in the same T shape. It's a little off because I didn't feel like cutting a new block of wood for that. I had a little scrap that fit almost perfect. So that's how this worked. These hatches are nice. I think this is 1/4 inch plywood back here, and it's plenty strong. I can stand and jump on it without even feeling any flex. And then to seal it up and to make it look nice, I put a board and carpeted that on the end of the back deck and the seat. My middle seat here isn't like most John boats. It's actually plastic molded and has a compartment with just this simple hatch. And pretty much all I did for this was I threw on some hinges on the back side, and it just opens up nice and simple. I may clean this out and turn this into a live well here, and you can see I just have some hinges under there. Nice and simple. I just stapled on some carpet, and this is just outdoor carpet that I got from Menards. It cost me about $20, and we did this boat and my buddy's boat with this carpet, and so it's relatively cheap and it looks really nice, and I think it turned out well. Let me know what you guys think about this, by the way. Drop that in the comments as well. And I will also show you the hinges on the back side here. There's just a piece of wood going across with the hinges screwed into. Nice and simple. Now with my front deck. My front deck is mostly an extension of a front hatch that I had similar to my my middle hatch. As you can probably see the seam where the board gets wider, and pretty much that's just an extension, so I pretty much have a front deck for standing up and casting on. And I'll show you how I did this. I used this main sheet here is 1/2-inch plywood, and that's the original hatch, and then I extended it and put a brace, which is a 2x6 going across here, with a 2x4 brace to that 2x6 that's there, and then this supports it really well. And the 1/2-inch plywood is a little bit heavy, but it provides the strength that you need for this larger gap here. And that I also did the same thing that I did in the back, just used screws that barely went through the first layer of plastic on my boat, because my boat is a 2-layer plastic. And then similar to my back deck, I put a board across here. I cut it to fit the V, and that just screwed on nicely. And that's pretty much how this worked. And this is also on hinges up here in the front, so it's just one large hatch that opens and closes. And it is very structurally strong and gives you plenty of room to do your casting, and gives you good storage for a battery and your tackle. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That pretty much concludes on how I did like my John boat to bass boat modification. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I will answer them. And let me know what you think. If I would have done something different. It's too late for me to go back now, but I just like to know for the future, because I love doing these modifications. This is the 3rd boat I've done, and it's altogether a great way to save money, and it's a fun project to do at home. So again, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.